Okay, this is it. This is our final video as we have taken just a stroll down memory lane. And this show is obviously it's special to me for a lot of reasons. But man, I love getting to share it with my favorite person, Lea, and just to be able to kind of think back on all the times we've produced it and the people that have been involved. It's really special. So this
Makes me want to
last,
produce it again.
yes,
Want to
absolutely.
do it again.
Yeah. And so this last video, we move into the final scene, which is the global war on terror. Obviously, this is, or GWOT for short, this is the piece that, Lee and I have experienced ourselves. Our husbands have done multiple deployments over the course of that 20-year war. So this one really, really hits home for both of us. And there's a scene that happens here between the spouse and her friend who shows up. The spouse's husband is getting ready to deploy again for a third, fourth time. And the friend shows up, and her husband has just come home and she is struggling with the reintegration. And so they have a conversation about sometimes how hard it is and the small, nuanced ways you can try to reconnect with your spouse when they come back. And then from there, we'll move into the ending of the play, which, which
Y'all, it was like I didn't see it coming. When I first saw this play and we got to the end, I was just like, I can't even describe to you how beautifully, and I'm just gonna give like you and Greg credit. Like Amy, you wrote it, Greg staged it. It is just this. I can't wait for you. You won't be able to see the whole thing, so we don't have time. But gosh, it is just this stunning, arching hug. It's just a big, beautiful. I don't even have the right words. I saw this and I sat in that audience and was like, I am so grateful to my core to be a part of this community. This
yeah.
community.
So we're going to show you that in this video as well. So here we go.
Here. Jeff told me today was the day, so I thought I'd check in on you on the way home from the PX. You've been waiting a long time?
Yeah, by the fourth appointment, you know the road. You just sit tight.
That's true. It's very true.
So, what are you really doing here?
What do you mean?
I mean, I totally appreciate the support, but your man is home. So why are you here? What?
It's just
Different.
all I wanted was him home. And in my mind, when he came back, everything would just melt away. You know, we would laugh, and we would watch bad TV, and we'd make breakfast, and maybe even take the kids to the park.
And
Why does it feel so damn hard?
it just does.
Will it ever come back? He's there, but he doesn't say much. You know, his fuse is shorter, he's harder somehow. God, he even talked about wanting to see the kids, but now that he's home, it's like he forgot how loud and messy they are. He just doesn't
seem happy.
Yeah, he just doesn't seem happy.
Seems like he's in a faraway place. You can't picture it. You don't understand it.
Yeah. Yes.
It'll get better. Unless it doesn't. When Jimmy came home the second time, he would sit outside on the porch and listen to the Green Day American Idiot album over and over again. I bet I heard it 300 times those first few months. And when I would ask him why he loved it so much, he would just shrug his shoulders and say it spoke to him. When I would try to dig deeper, he would just put his finger to his lips and shh. I can't hear music, babe. So I would listen to the album again, over and over too, trying to understand him through it. Because I knew that it was the very best that he could do. It was the best that I could do.
And so this is it? Things never go right again.
Define go right. You just try to meet him where he is.
But then they leave again next year, and then what?
And then you do it again, and again, and again. I don't know if I can do that. Oh, you can. We all feel that way. Beneath the humble shrugs and the quiet smiles, and if he's the real hero, we're all cracking from the inside out. Nobody tells you that when they're shining their American flag pins and making their welcome home banners, but we're all terrified on the inside. So we just wait. We wait for them to come home. We wait to see what they're like when they're home. We wait to see how soon I have to go back. We just wait.
I know, right?
I forgot how hard that scene was to watch. That puts me back, like, in that like mental cycle that we were in for so long. Like, it's just funny how looking back, like, it feels like a hard part of history, like where we just, they went and they came home, and they went and they came home, and we all told each other and ourselves, like, they're going to be home, so everything will be right. Like, there was this pinnacle, this thing that we all like imagined. And she said it perfectly here. You wrote it perfectly. Like, we're going to tuck in the bed. We're going to laugh. We're going to sit out on the deck and share stories. But he wasn't there. Like, he was just tucked away inside of himself in a place that I couldn't picture and I couldn't get to. And I didn't know the right questions to ask to get it out. And then maybe I didn't even want to know.
Right?
Right? Like, there came a point where I'm like, maybe I don't even want to know. And then he would go out with buddies, and I'd be like around, and they'd have some drinks, and some stories would come out with his friends. And I would just be like, oh, I can't, you're holding all of this. And then why wouldn't you tell me? But it was so far from anything that I could understand or relate to. I get it now.
Yeah. And I think it was so hard to like not put so much pressure on yourself. Like, I don't, like, to your point, like, I don't know. I know you're not okay, but I don't know how to help you. And I don't think I'm okay either.
Well, right, because we also don't give enough airtime to, like, I can remember standing at the hangar, and it was after the 15-month deployment that comes out most in my mind. And I can remember they do it so dramatically at the 82nd.
No.
You're in this big hangar, and it's all so exciting, and there's the buzz, and everyone's all cute in their little outfits. And I remember the humidity, my hair was out to here. I could have died. It looked like I'd stuck my fingers in a socket. And everyone's so cute with their signs, and they'll come over the loudspeaker and announce, your soldier's airplane just hit American airspace. And you're like, oh my God, like, the tension is there. You're all just like, it's electric in that hangar. And then these soldiers there is visible from the ground, and everyone rushes out, and you see that plane, you see the little speck, and it gets closer and closer, and then it touches down. And when that plane touched down on American soil at Pope Airfield in North Carolina, it was like my physical body exhaled. And it was like this fear that had been just percolating every single day for 15 months. It just kind of loosened. But that leaves a mark. When you spent, and again, not to compare it to what they went to, because there isn't, because there's no comparison, but my experience, our experience is still valid and real. And when you are living in like desperate fear of the floor being like dropped out from under you every single day for 12 months, knowing that in a year you're going to have to go right back to that, like, that place becomes familiar to you, that leaves its mark. Like, I can remember holding things so closely when he was home too, being like, why would you take the trash out? You're just going to leave and not take the trash out again. Like, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
No. And I think, like, It's funny, Jamie told me just not that long ago that the homecoming he thinks about the most is the one he came home off cycle from the surge in Iraq. And so he just like was like got dropped off at like the barracks in a van, and I just drove there. You know, I didn't have the kids with me. I just drove there to pick him up in the middle of the night. And I was like, really? That's the one you think about? And he's like, yeah, because that night when I came home and just walked into the house and knew that like the boys were tucked in and you were there with me, like I can't tell you, every night I just prayed, like, just let me get home. Like let me get home to my wife and my kids. And so, and he was like, and that's all I wanted. And so it's funny, like it's easy now for me to hear him say that and be like, oh, but when you're walking it and you've just spent all this time raising these this little set of like twin hellions, and you're so tired and you've missed him so much, and you like your impulse is just to like suffocate him, like you just want to like inhale him, and you want to say all the words and tell all the things, and his is just like I just have to exhale. It's like you understand why it's like you want to inhale him and he wants to exhale it all out, and you can't like it's hard. It's hard.
Can't find your cadence.
Yeah. You know, and I think to your point, you know, what writing this play taught me a whole lot of things. But you know, so many spouses walked through so many hard things over the generations, and have families, moms, dads, people. But sometimes, you know, it was easy for us to be like, well, we got to talk to him, or we could email him, or, you know, it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad. But guess what, guys? The fear of that is what it is, what it is. Like that fear is universal.
That's universal.
And it's really, you know, it, like you said earlier, it leaves a mark. It leaves a mark. So we're going to transition now. We're going to watch the end of the show, and then we'll just talk a little bit more about what we're talking about right now. Audra, can you keep playing it? Sorry, I know we're going off tape here. Can we just get to the very end?
think it's worth it.
She's gonna go for it. I just think, I don't know, the end, just the idea of all of those generations of families and spouses. Now that I'm a military mom of military mamas, that have just gone before us and have, that's who's there. When all the smoke clears, I'll be here, and that's what that song is saying. Like, they're the ones that are there, those that came before us, those that walk beside us. Um, you know, our service members are in and out because they have to be. But the spouses, the community, the people.
Who do you actually get to depend on?
Mhm.
And that moment where like the GWOT spouse is embracing and they're about to say goodbye and he's about to walk on that plane. And you don't know what's going to happen and how that's going to end. And then the generations of spouses surround her as that lyric, I'll be here when the smoke clears. And you see it like she's kind of giving that to him, right? Because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. And then you transition the thinking of that lyric to like, wait a minute, that's not the romance here. The romance is this.
Yeah.
Right? It's me and you. I don't know which side you're on.
No, it's true.
And now that both of our husbands are retired, like, it's still true. Like, there's so much that's involved with that. And at the end of the day, like you're my love story.
And Jamie said it all the time. And I think that this is what it boils down to me. Jamie would say all the time, like, I go to war and do those things, obviously for the country, but they do it for each other. I mean, they do it for each other. And the bottom line is, so do we. So do we.